There's always some breakdowns towards the independent, but towards the end, but there's not that stress. It's like a no pressure deadline pressure. You get uploaded or you don't. But,
That's
So I'm Maria Burn Ortiz. I am executive director of the Global Game Jam,
okay.
which is what we're running this weekend.
I love it. I seen it and I was like, I gotta come in and check it out.
Yeah.
When did you guys first start your Global Game Jam?
So this is the 17th edition of the Global Game Jam. Started, I guess, the organization started in 2008. The first jam was in 2009.
Okay.
And we are now 800 sites, about 85 to 90% run in person, in over 800 actually this
Okay.
year, in about 100 countries.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Been around but growing every year. So this year the really cool thing that we are excited about is we hit 500,000 lifetime participants in the jam.
wow, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think, our big goal is not just games made, but, we hit 100,000 last year, over 100,000, but really the 500,000 to us is really important because it's all about building community, creating community, and bringing people together. And obviously we've been successful, somewhat.
Yeah. So do you spend a lot of time traveling to?
I do travel a lot, but actually for the jam weekend in particular, so I'm out of Minneapolis.
Okay.
And so last year was my first year running Global Game Jam as executive director, and I was telling somebody on Thursday before the jam really kicked off, I was like, oh my goodness, we're done. I like the jam is underway. It's just so exciting. I was like, I need to sleep, but then I was like, wait, I literally, like, everything is happening. Like, all of the work is coming together.
Yes.
And so it was kind of, I was saying, almost would be like creating a really awesome game and not playing it. So I got in my car and I was like, how many sites can I hit? And so just did that last year and I think hit 5. And this year, I think I'm going to hit 7. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Building it up. Giving
2 more than
some love too, because I don't think we get enough love for the amazing game scene and developers and just creators that we have here.
You're right, we don't. The Midwest is full of incredible game devs, so yeah. Especially Madison. There's a lot in Madison.
There's a lot in Madison.
Yes.
And I was saying yesterday, I was in Green Bay and they'd asked me to give their keynote, and I was saying, the last few weeks have been a lot,
Yes.
and it's been honestly a lot of bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when I was trying to, figure, I said there's also I'm trying really hard to find the good in things, and I think the good that we have had in Minneapolis that I think part of ties into Global Jam is like the community that has come together and bringing together people who come together around like a shared purpose and belonging and just belief, and I think Global Game Jam brings together community, and that's really the goal. And we talk a lot about like games as we can't wait to see what you build at Global Game Jam. But for us, it's not just the game; it's more like how do we build a sense of connection and community, because that's far more powerful than and enduring than any game. And I think that's why I'm out here, right? Like going and visiting the sites, and why we do what we do is how do we bring people together around our whole mission is to create a safe and welcoming environment to create games. And I think, it's
many devs I've talked to and they just love game jams. So every time they get the opportunity to join one, they're going to join it.
Yeah, and we're non-competitive jam, and for us I think that's key, because you try new things, you work with new people, you experiment, and maybe you totally fail and it never comes together, and you learn something and become better because of that. And
it's all about a learning experience and having fun.
Yeah.
And kind of like a team.
Exactly, and I think that's the thing is you learn new things, and sometimes if you've never done a game before, you come to a game jam and you try something new.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do it every single day as your job, sometimes you forget the joy of it, because you're like, I gotta ship this build, and I've got this deliverable, and I've got that. And like a game jam for me, sometimes just like recenters that love of like, we get to make games. Like,
yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah. So you're a game dev yourself then?
I ran a studio for 13 years before I took over Global Game Jam.
Okay.
And then now it was ready to run without me, so I moved in. I'm on the board of it, and it just keeps going.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It's called 7 Generation Games, so it's an educational games
Okay.
studio. does games for Indigenous youth and English language learners, and now just a whole bunch of other kids.
Where was that? Out of
It's
Minneapolis?
out of Minneapolis.
Sweet.
Yeah, we've got a lot of.
It is a beautiful city,
Yeah.
for sure. My kids want to move there.
Yeah, I mean, I may be biased, but.
Yeah. No. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice meeting you, and yeah, it's awesome that you get to
Right?
meet some of these devs as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's like, what's the point of doing things if you don't get to actually come and have a little bit of fun,
Yes.
And watch the games that get made, and the ideas and interpretations of things.
So where's the furthest you're going to go right now?
So we did Green Bay and Milwaukee yesterday.
Okay.
I'm here, so Fitchburg and Madison. I'm going to go Iowa City, Des Moines, and then grand finale will be at home at our site in Minneapolis.
Okay. It's a nice little back and forth.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But,
Sweet.
And then after that, on Monday, I do get to just do the collapse into a little pile on the floor.
Okay.
Like, we made it.
So how do you guys get the...
Winner.
Oh,
So yeah, we just do it for the joy of making games.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's even better.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of competitive jams out there, but for us, we want people to try new things and like work with new people and stuff. And I think if you make it competitive, you risk people just wanting to win. And exactly.
They can kind of relax and just enjoy what they're doing. That way they don't hate what they're doing.
Right. A lot less, there's always some breakdowns towards the end, but towards the end, but there's not that stress. It's like a no pressure, deadline pressure. You get uploaded or you don't. But,
That's true. Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you. I love what you're doing, and it's great for the devs for sure.
My name is Anton and Isabel, and I'm a Madison native here. I was born and raised, went to high school at La Follette, then I went to college at UW-Platteville, and all my life I'd played video games. I joke that, so I stole my sister's purple Game Boy Advance growing up, and, I played Pokemon on there, and, without that, I don't know where I'd be, but that's definitely changed my life a lot, and through school, I became a mechanical engineer, which has always been a dream of mine, but I think recently, especially being in the Madison area, I've understood how approachable game dev really is. For some reason, growing up, some part of me thought this was just like huge computer nerds, and they were just in a league of their own, and that there was no way I could ever be there, but I've seen it as more approachable lately, and that's through things like MDev and through meeting friends who game dev as well, and just realizing like, hey, I can learn these skills, I can apply them, and I can have fun applying them. And so Isabel and I here are hosting a game jam at GitGudGaming Lounge in Fitchburg here, courtesy of Naomi, and we're having a great time. We're trying to make a game similar to Breakout, except it has like kind of a germ and then like a mask theme, and you might have a sneeze power up in there and some different germs to fight. So we're pretty excited. We're still kind of in the beginning phases of it, but that's okay. We got plenty of time still.
Yes. Isabel, this is a different type of game compared to your game.
Yes, it is. It's definitely more arcade-style game.
Yes.
Yeah, my name's Isabel Conti. I'm not a Wisconsin native. I moved here about a year ago. But I've been interested in games as like Anton since I was a little kid. It's funny that you mentioned stealing your sister's Game Boy to play Pokemon, because when I was living in the middle of the woods in Kentucky, I would steal my brother's DS Lite and play Pokemon Soul Silver out in the middle of the woods. And I kind of started getting into game dev in high school, just learning whatever computer language I could get my hands on, and text-based games and stuff like that. Then continued working on it in college, and since leaving college, it's kind of been my interest in building game dev communities wherever it is that I'm living, and I've always had a special connection to the Midwest because I've spent most of my life here. So when I had the opportunity to move to Madison, I jumped on it, and I've been having an absolute blast working with the game dev community here. And we're hoping to turn this space and activities like this into a more regular thing and make a more consistent community space for anyone that wants to learn or engage more frequently.
MGC, Midwest Gaming Classic, they'll be there, and of course I'll go to their booth and chat with them and see how their games come along.
Are you going this year?
Wouldn't miss it.
I'm going too.
Nice.
So we'll see you guys there. Isabel, are you going? Tickets are cheap.
Midwest Gaming Classic?
Yeah.
When is it?
April 24th through the 26th, I want to say. You should check it out.
I'm gonna have to check it out because it's in
Milwaukee. Yeah.
They're dragging me there. I mean, you know, whatever.
There's a good chance I'm going to be celebrating my grandparents' anniversary that weekend.
That's crazy because I talked to your grandma recently and she said she would love to play some retro video games. You could kill two birds with one stone.
I love it. Sweet. Well, thanks, guys.